We're live.
Are we? Oh.
What do you think about the house?
The house is great. Have you looked at your concrete floors? I mean, your pool deck is crumbling, your driveway is all cracked and filthy, and the garage is all chipped and peeled and stained. If you really want to use this home, you gotta call it Atlas Coatings.
Coatings. Let us turn those concrete surfaces into beautiful extensions of your home. Tough, durable, and installed in as little as one day. Mention 98.9 WORD and receive $300 off your next project. Schedule your free estimate today at atlascoatings.com.
The Upstate Pulse is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
This is the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD.
Wake up and smell
The heartbeat of what's trending in the Upstate.
What you people need is somebody that knows what's going on in
The world. The known universe.
Don't you know the power of the dark side?
It's the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD. The voice of the Carolinas. Brought to you by Borderlands Comics and Games.
Down there.
Hello, and you're very welcome to the Upstate Pulse here on 98.9 Newstalk WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. Yes, indeed. Odie here. I'm filling in some really big shoes tonight. The amazing and the man that we all love, Lonzo, is down in... Where is he? He's in Colombia.
Yeah, he's in Colombia.
Why did he go all the way to Colombia? I mean, that's a long flight. I mean, he's going to have to...
Well, he had to mosey on down with his posse.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it's a long flight to go all the way down to Colombia. It's a different country completely. Oh, we're talking about Colombia, South Carolina.
I can see what the difference is.
That's where the confusion came in. Yeah, that's where the confusion. Anyway, we're coming live here from the studios. Borderlands is our sponsor. Where can we get them? Oh, that the other voice joining. Will I do the sponsor or will I do who's in the studio with us today?
I don't know which one you're going to do.
I don't know. I don't really know what I'm going to do either, but it's going to be fun. I am, of course, Odie. I'm going to be looking after you for the next couple of hours. And my right-hand man here sitting on my left-hand side is the amazing Cameron. Say hello, Cameron.
Hi. I'm very confused about the logistics of that.
Well, I mean, you see, you are my right-hand man, but you're on the left-hand side of me. So that's how that works. And as you can tell, things are just descending into chaos already. But it's great fun, and we're happy to be here. And as I said, we are here being sponsored by Borderland Comics, and you can get them over on 410 South Pleasantburg Drive in Greenville. That's in South Carolina.
Doing great.
Yeah, doing great. What did it do? What did it do? Now, come on, seriously. What did it do over in Borderland Comics? Because unfortunately, I haven't been over there just quite yet.
We need to get you over there. It is a fantastic shop. Me and my dad frequented that place for years, even before they even sponsored.
Yeah.
You have D&D board games. You have all sorts of nerdy merch, pops galore. You have all sorts of different
could you walk in? Could you walk in and be like, not a geeky nerdy guy, and then walk out of there being a complete and utter geeky nerdy guy?
You might. It might convert you over.
Well, I don't think there's a whole lot to convert. You know, I think I'm well on the way there. But don't forget, guys, you can get us as well on the live stream. We're on Facebook. We're on the Upstate Pulse Facebook app. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter and Twitch. And of course, you can get us on the Flaccid text line. I'll say that again. It's the Flaccid text line. It is 71 Flaccid text line. It is 713. See the way I Americanized it? 3.
So no tree. There's no tree there.
Well, yeah, you can do the 71307.
Yeah, your normal of arborist kind of way of talking about it.
Don't be using the big words now. I mean, come on, arborist, is that something that goes into a machine? Yeah.
No. That's Bob.
That is Bob. Yeah, Bob goes into machine. So we have a lot of things coming up tonight on the show. As I said, Cameron is here, my right-hand man sitting on my left-hand side. He's right over there. If you're watching us on the live stream, you can see me pointing at him now. He's right over there. We may be joined by somebody else. Did he text you back?
Yes,
He's running late.
He also has texted or like messaged on the stream as well.
Yes, he has. So the secret is out. Matthew will be joining us soon, hopefully. Matthew, come in. See, Matthew, you're the voice of reason, and we kind of need you here because we're probably going to go a little bit crazy, but I think it's okay. You never know.
Don't worry, Odie.
Oh,
There's
no.
no knowing where we're going.
Who let Pappy in?
Is it raining? Is it?
You know, the things that happen. But yeah, don't forget, you can text the Flaccid text line on 7.
I need to do an actual Pappy version of that
307.
song.
Which song? Oh, the one, yeah. I think that's something that we need to do. Yeah, I think that's definitely something we
A
need to do.
Wonka spoof would be appreciated, I feel like, by the audience.
Oh yeah, you reckon?
I'd imagine. I feel like
If there's anything that any of y'all want to say to us, as I said, we've got lots of messages coming in already. Jason, I'm not going to read that one out, but hello, buddy. How are you? Christopher is saying hello to Cameron. Hello, Cam.
hi, Chris.
Trey has said that the Colombian is known for coffee. So maybe that's why Lonzo's going down to get some coffee in Colombia. There's a possibility. And we've a lot coming up for you on the rest of the show as well. We have Ask Odie. Oh, yeah, definitely get in your Ask Odie questions because we're going to be doing that section soon enough. We're going to be doing it in the first hour. We're going to be talking about Pedro Pascal. We're also going to be talking about how we think the world is coming back to normal after what happened. I'm not going to mention what it is or what it was. Not going to mention. I will not say the coronavirus on air. I'm just not going to say
You're
it.
not going to do that?
No, definitely will not say that. And I think we might have a special guest joining us on the phone lines as well. Not 100% sure. But I tell you what, will we kick off with Pedro Pascal and what happened to him? Yes or no? This is where you talk to me, Cameron.
Oh, sorry. I was reading I was like.
Oh, you're reading the thing.
Yeah, I also, Chris was saying, Cam, you can run wild now. Lonzo's not there to stop Pappy. It's like, here's the thing. I have to self-mediate now, which is bad.
Yeah, this thing of self-mediating, you know, we were talking about it off air before the show, and things could get a little bit out of hand.
The walls are gone, Odie. What do we do?
The walls are gone. But you see, LexCore is in the back of my mind, and I'm a little bit kind of like, you know, he's going to be really listening in, and he's going to be listening intently. And the fact that Lonzo's not here to slap us on the wrist.
Here's the thing. He's not going to be listening because he's in the same place that he is.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's at Lex Towers.
He could be.
He could very well be. But yes, in case you're wondering again where Lonzo is, he's down in Colombia. He's at the Star Awards. They're happening down there tonight, and they're
having a hoedown.
They're having a hoedown. Have you got the picture?
I do.
Go on. You may as. Or do you want to show it? Can you show it? You can show it. Yeah.
Well, I would say that it is. I mean, it's suitable for.
It's
sharing.
suitable attire. Yeah, he's got his cowboy hat on him. He's got his duster. He's got his sheriff's badge. Viper Dave says, "Let's get ready." No, yeah, and I'm definitely not nodding my head up and down for any of you listening to us on 98.9. I'm not agreeing with the fact that we should get a little bit rowdy. Maybe I am. But yeah, lots of text messages coming in. So we got a message in on the Flaccid text line 71307. It says, "Dang, Cameron sounds just like Lonzo." Jimmy says that uneasily. I don't think you do.
We do a little bit. It depends on the day. Me and my dad have had the running joke of like Boba Fett and Jango Fett. So like when I was a kid, I would just like, "Dad, Tom Wee's here." Like whenever somebody would like show up at the door.
So you're just a clone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a good one though.
But you don't really sound like you're from New Zealand.
Good point.
You know, and that's something that I kind of like. How is it that these people that lived 1,000 or million or what was it a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away?
See, where do you think the New Zealand accent came from?
So you reckon the aliens came down?
Well, I mean, it's obviously a Mandalorian accent. I mean, that's where it came from. I mean, you have that. You have Irish.
Yeah.
You have, the regular old English. Those are the more uppity Mandalorians.
Yeah, but well, speaking of the Mandalorian, we were talking about Pedro Pascal. We have a wee little story about him. He went to a museum. There was a museum that was dedicating, was it a piece for him? Have you got the story there in front of you? Because I cannot find it. I don't know what I did with it.
Okay, 1 second.
Pedro Pascal, he went to, I'm going to give you the little bit. This is called filling. This is filling in a little bit for Cameron while he finds it. Oh yeah, mind yourselves
I
out
thought
there
you
with the
were
weather
prepared.
days. I am. And this is prepared. This is preparedness at its height. I have the story in front of me. I'm just kind of letting Cameron sweat here a little bit.
How dare you?
So he went to a museum that was holding and dedicating a show just for him. It was everything to do with him and the Mandalorian and all he's done in his life and in his whatever, like his career as the Mandalorian. And he got there and it was closed.
Don't you hate that? You put all that effort in. It's like I'm going to see what they're saying about me, and there's nothing.
Yeah. It's just has that ever happened to any of our listeners? Wonder. Let me know. Let me know on as I said, on you can get us on the streams or on the Flaccid text line. Let us know if you have ever been prepared to do anything, go anywhere, go anything special, do anything special, just to find out when you got there it was closed. We really want to hear some of your stories on that. Do you want to give us a little rundown of who's been dropping us messages on the stream there, Cameron?
Yes, Chris, in response to saying, talking about the hoedown, a hoedown, purple hats with feathers in them hoedown? No, not that kind of hoedown.
No, not that kind of
We're
hoedown.
talking cowboy western kind of hoedown. I'm sure that happens, but it's not something that we frequent.
Yeah, well, maybe
allegedly.
Not. Maybe not.
Has Cam or Trey Davis says, has Cam ever been considered Lonzo's mini me? When I was a child, yeah.
Possibly. No, you're kind of the same age, same height now.
No, definitely not the same height.
You're not.
I have my mother's height. I have like a mix of my mother's height and my father's height. So I'm like 5'9". Dad's like 6'2". So it's just like I'll always be shorter than him.
Yeah, you'll always be younger than him as well.
Yeah, I have that.
Funny how that works.
Yeah. God, I hope I don't go through any time loops because I never want to be older than him.
No. You see, you could do the whole interstellar thing. You could head off and, fix the world and then just get lost in the fifth dimension or whichever dimension it was. I'm not too sure. And you could.
I mean, I got Anne Hathaway with me, so I mean, that's not half bad.
Yeah, but
I've never seen the movie, so I don't know.
You've never seen Interstellar.
I need to. Like, I like Christopher Nolan movies, and
yeah,
I've never seen that one. I need to see Inception.
You've never seen Inception?
Never seen Inception.
Okay,
they're like these milestone movies I have not seen before, which is weird because I go to the movie theaters quite a bit.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about the movie theaters later on. That's definitely coming up later on in the show. On the Flaccid text line, it says, Cameron, can you please play a short clip of your dad talking and then you say the same thing? It'll be uncanny. I mean, possibly. I might tell you what. I will go and look for something of Lonzo saying something. I'll find it. I'm sure this is a radio station. We probably have recordings of him here somewhere.
He's been here for 20 something years.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine that there's something of him.
He's definitely here. So I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick little commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to have, what are we going to do? Oh yeah. Get your messages in, get your questions in for Ask Odie. Because when we come back, we're going to go straight into that. We're going to be asking the Irish guy, there's the music. There's the music that we all love. Yeah, this is the music. What are you doing?
Not that fun.
Okay. Well, listen, I'll tell you what, get in your questions for Ask Odie, because we're going to be asking the questions when we come back. And if you're watching on the live stream, God help us all. You're listening to...
we're going to have a good time.
You're listening to the Upstate Pulse on Newstalk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Raise the roof, Odie. Yeah, you're having me a spaß. I don't think anybody can understand me.
Oh, thanks for all your input so far, guys. It's great. I kind of want people to send me messages that I really cannot read out on text.
You want them to send
I kind of do. I kind of want them to do that. I don't know why. It's that something inside me.
Also, Matthew, if you're reading this, reading what Viper Dave just put down, you could dance. You can dance for some Pokemon. I don't know if that's hoeing yourself out for some Pokemon, but if you need some shinies, Dave's got you covered.
All right, yeah, we're going to come straight back in. Get your message or get your questions in, guys. Definitely. If you guys can convince Matthew to dance, I'm
Is that
not going to say
appropriate for
anything.
the
He's
air?
probably reading it, huh?
Is that appropriate for the air?
I only read the first bit of it. Eh,
Wait, are you talking about Dave's or are you talking
yeah,
about your
no,
buddies?
Viper Dave. Why? What did? No, Jason, I'm not doing that. Well, I mean, I can. I mean, on like it's. No, I'll tell you about it in work. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
Is that a bad word?
No, not really a bad word. It's no, it's not. No, it's not. It'd be like a very friendly young lady, or your very friendly young guy.
Really?
Yeah, well, that's. I mean,
That's what that means?
that's what I believe it is.
It sounds so much worse.
You said to ask these questions, not these questions. Some questions. Ask Irish questions, not questions in Ireland. Christopher, we are we? Yes, that's what. Yes, overly friendly. That's what I would imagine. Valiant attempt, though.
We will get him to dance.
Yeah,
I will find a way.
yeah, Matthew.
Maybe if we can hire like a group of like flapper dancers
Dancers.
and they can be his backup dancers called the causalities.
Matthew and the causalities.
Yes.
I like it. Have you questions ready?
No. I have no idea what I'm doing here.
I don't know what I'm doing. Evening, guys. Finally got to run my one shot at the classic game, West End game, Star Wars role playing game tomorrow. Been prepping since June. I have no idea what that means. That's from Scott.
Well, that sounds awesome.
Sounds pretty cool. Are you
Not
ready?
familiar with West End, but sounds like another tabletop thing. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah. We can talk about that on. Are you ready?
sure.
Okay. And you're very welcome back to the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. Odie here filling in for the unbelievably talented Lonzo, who's not here today. But we do have Lonzo's mini-me. Say hello, Cameron.
I was supposed to say, I'm here too.
Yes, of course, Cameron. As we said earlier on, my left-handed right-hand man.
I feel like I think you made it different this time.
I did. I'm confusing myself with it. But of course, we are
Your right hand man on the left.
My right-hand man on the left-hand
Wait,
side.
that doesn't sound good either.
My left-hand man on the right. I tell you what, we're just going to leave it with the fact that Cameron is here helping me.
I'm here talking, doing things, filling the void.
Filling the void, filling it well. But, you know, I mean, it's Saturday night. Things get a little bit loose and friendly and, you know, it's all good.
Is it going to get loose and friendly in here?
Yeah, possibly. Is there any questions coming in for Odie? What have we got? What have we got on the stream? I know there's a lot of questions that have come in the last couple of minutes.
I'll start reading these out.
Go on.
All right. So Chris asks, so what kind of music does Odie like? That's my Irish Odie question.
Okay. I like, this is kind of getting to know me now rather than getting to know Ireland.
Well, I have one to go off of that. What is like the predominantly popular style of music in Ireland?
U2.
Okay, maybe besides you two.
Well,
Maybe
well,
I
I'll
know
tell-
that that's Bono land.
That's Bonola. I will answer the first one. I'll answer Chris's one. I like metal. I like a lot of rock, but I do like Daft Punk, and I like different conceptual artists, and I like modern classics, like old school. And I actually like the old school composers like Beethoven and Mozart, and I
Yeah.
will listen to a lot of that kind of stuff.
Big
So-
Chopin guy.
I would be Chopin. Yeah, I would be Chopin.
Okay. You
What
be
else?
Chopin?
What else have we got? I'd be Chopin.
Yeah, man, I'd be Chopin.
What
All
else
right,
we got?
another question. Viper Dave goes for Odie. How shocked were you when you first came to the United States and realized Irish Spring is not the only soap available in the world?
We don't have Irish Spring in Ireland, so
I was going to
you
ask.
see, because we just call it Spring.
Also, and this is a more personal question. Can Odie river dance
Yes.
by Jason?
Yes, Ken.
Were you taught that in Ireland, or was this
a funny thing is that the dance group Riverdance, I actually toured with them.
really?
Yes, because you see this thing where I'm pressing the buttons and doing all the fun stuff, and have the headphones on, and making the noise and making the music happen.
Mm-hmm.
I did that for Riverdance.
That is, you have such a Kevin Bacon-esque kind of like, you're on the first circle of Kevin Bacon for so many of these different things. Like you've
What do you
done
mean?
that, and you understand like the set, like, what is it? It's the 7 layers of Kevin Bacon or something like that.
7 layers of Kevin Bacon.
I think it's like a bean dip now. I by the way, I have a headache, so this is not going to make any sense.
Can we have a demonstration? No, we will come back to the 7 layers of bacon.
Of the Kevin Bacon bean dip?
But what was it you were asking me earlier on about Ireland?
Is there a specific language for it? I mean, does it have its own language?
An Irish language. Well, I tell you what, I have someone that I can call. Hold on, let me call my let me just go here on the phone.
Okay,
and
he's just going over to the phone
press
now.
that button there, and then I'll press that button there, and then nah.
This is so spontaneous.
It is nah, and then we'll put that there, and then that's the dial tone. You hear the dial tone, and now it's making the noise. This is my Irish guy, my Irish language guy.
Ah, gotcha. You're an expert.
I'm calling my Irish expert.
Who's just on call at all times.
I always have someone on call ready to. It's ringing, by the way.
Hello.
Hello, is that Vivian?
Hi. It
Hi.
is indeed.
Vivian, this is Odie here from Upstate Pulse News Talk 98.9. Do not say any bad language. We are live on air.
Lovely job.
Can Cameron, can you hear?
I can.
Yeah, well, we've got Cameron here as well. And people are probably out there listening in Radio Land and on Facebook and all the other streaming services, and they're wondering, why have I got a young lady from Ireland on the radio? Well, you see, Vivian, you want to tell us a little bit about you and how you've come to, we'll say, what is it, 58,000 fans? Am I right with
Something
that?
like that.
No?
Yeah, on TikTok of all things, the most unassuming that you'd find the Irish language, would you believe? So
Yeah.
I myself just moved to New York like 3 months ago, absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
And I decided, I was chatting to a load of Americans, like I'm fluent in the Irish language myself. And the
Yeah.
question would always come up, do you know, number one, is there an Irish language? Number two, is that Gaelic? And I'd cringe when someone would ask me, is it Gaelic?
So why
it's
do
actually
you
not the
cringe?
correct
What's
term.
the big thing with, is it Gaelic? What's the thing about that? Is
So
that a big...
Gaelic, would you believe, actually refers to Scots Gaelic, which is the Celtic language that Scotland speaks.
Yeah.
So there's actually 6 Celtic languages, would you believe? I could name them out for you, but
Go
Scots
on, we're
Gaelic,
not
there's
going
Welsh
anywhere. We're
in
sitting
there.
here waiting.
I was about to say, I'm surprised that there's
No,
6.
There is 6, would you believe? And they're divided into 2 groups. So you kind of have the Gaelics, we'll call them, which is Irish, you've Scots Gaelic, and you have one other one I'm forgetting. I'll remember it there. in
Isle
about
of Man.
5
Isle of Man.
minutes, probably.
Manx Gaelic.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Sorry, did
and
I
then-
say that out loud?
You did indeed.
So,
And yeah.
people are probably out there listening and they're kind of going, well, I mean, speak some of it. do a couple of words. So how would you introduce? I tell you what, maybe we could teach Cameron a little bit of Irish.
Oh boy.
Oh, absolutely.
What do you reckon?
What will we teach him? I'd say we go with an easy one first. I guess my name is Cameron.
All right.
We might go with that.
Yeah. So
cool.
Go ahead.
So I'd say Cameron is anam dum.
Cameron H. Alam Dum? Is that?
Oh, lovely job. That was a good one.
Can you teach me any Irish?
Oh, yourself.
Yeah.
Well, another another way of saying it, I guess, would like if you're introducing yourself, you could always say Is Misha Cameron or Is Misha Odie, which is I am Odie, but that's very profound sounding, isn't it?
It is a little bit. It is a little bit. Yeah, no, I'm one of them other Irish guys. You know, the ones that just, we love the fact that Ireland has its own language, but we don't speak a word of it. We're just sitting in the corner and we're just looking at the people going,
it's just gathering dust in the corner.
What are they doing? Look at them there talking all the Irish language. Isn't that great?
That's the thing, and that's the sad thing about it, is that of course over the past 200 years we've had a certain country on our land. We won't say anything, but I'm speaking English to you right now for obvious reasons.
Invaded. Sorry, what? I didn't say that loud.
Invaded.
800 years. What? I didn't say that.
Something like that or other. And we now in the 21st century, well, I guess from the early 20th century, we have these like Irish language activists, like our very first president, Douglas Hyde, and then into the 21st century now, where we're actually having movies and Irish come into mainstream media, like on Colleen Cuban, which was actually a movie in the Oscars this year. It directly translates to The Quiet Girl. So it's making a small bit of a comeback, but you're not wrong, Odie. Like, we do see, like on the census report or like statistics that Ireland kind of did a report on there last year, it says 1.9 million Irish people have a few words of Irish, but there's what is there now? There's 5 million people in the country, and there's something just over 500,000 people speak it on the daily. But what you have to remember there is that we actually have our education systems through Irish as well. So that's people speaking it in primary and high school, as you guys would call it.
Yeah. So how are you finding how are you finding the people on TikTok? Is there a lot of Americans and different languages, different people? Are they actually learning it? And are you thinking that it's kind of taken off slightly?
So that's the coolest thing, is I've like really tapped into this like international Irish community now, which is like so wholesome and lovely, but like totally unexpected. I didn't know it was there.
Yeah.
And it is kind of a much like older people that are really, really interested in learning, like, oh, I'm 10% Irish, I'm 20% Irish, and then you'll get the odd few that are, I'm 70% Irish. And they really, really are interested in learning about it. And you get the most hilarious questions. Of course, there are some people saying, oh gosh, I didn't even know there was an Irish language. And then you'll have others asking you, like you asked me there a minute ago, what's the difference between Irish and Gaelic and blah, blah, blah. So the interest is actually there. And as you can see, I'm almost at 60,000 followers, which is kind of hilarious, like totally unexpected. But I guess that shows you people want to know about it.
There you go. People want to know about the language. People definitely want to know about the language. And are you finding a lot of Irish people are logging on as well? A lot of Irish people back in Ireland are trying to learn a little bit while they're going as well?
So I'd love to tell you that there was a massive interest at home for learning it. Like among my age now, I'm 22, you would find a lot of people my age trying to speak the couple of words of it. Unfortunately, on my TikTok, it is like my base is like Americans, and that's who I was, targeting, I guess, for lack of a better term. But I don't see a lot of Irish people, unfortunately. Now, Irish people will weigh in. I actually did make one video recently on the fact that your English name, so like John or Jack, actually has an Irish equivalent.
Yeah.
So like John would be Owen or Sean, James would be Seamus. So Irish people then will weigh in the comments and kind of contribute to it, saying like, oh, Grace is Grania, and they'll help out in that way. But I haven't seen a massive interest, unfortunately.
And that's fair enough. But do you get, now I know Ireland itself, it's a small country, it's not a massive country, but do you get a lot of people Like I know the Irish in the north is different from the Irish in the south, which is different from the Irish in Dublin and the Irish in Galway. Now, do you get a lot of people correcting some of your language?
So that's the thing, is I have the Munster dialect of Ireland. So that's down the south of the country. And then you've these two other dialects. You have Ulster and you've Connacht as well.
Right.
And I could tell it is very difficult for me to understand the Irish of those two other provinces. And then it's hilarious over in Leinster, which is where Dublin is. You've this absolute mixture of the three dialects, so they're basically speaking a foreign language as well. So I do have people in the comments being like, "Oh, well, I'd say it this way, and this is the actual pronunciation," and then I'd have to turn around and say, "Well, I have a different dialect."
Yeah.
So.
I was curious to ask if that was more about accent as opposed to like actual different word changes and whatnot for those different regions.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like, for instance, if I was asking, "How are you?" I'd say "Conasatatu." Whereas yeah, yeah, exactly. And
Hakuna Matata
up
to you
the
both.
north.
What a wonderful phrase.
Up the north. It is, in fairness. Up and instead of saying Conasatatu, you'd have like J Marahashib.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds completely different. Like,
oh, it does, yeah, but that's the old Nordy fellas. I wouldn't mind them. So, Viv, what brought you over here to America in the first place?
Oh gosh, a lot of things. I won't lie to you. Irish people, or some of us anyway, have this obsession with America and seeing it in the movies, and we're like, geez, things must be great over there altogether. So from a young age, I just had this obsession with getting over here, and I actually did a Bachelor of Music myself. So I specialized in opera singing kind of for the past 4 years, and conducting, essentially, you know, the little person in front of the orchestra.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, gosh, there'll be good opportunities over there in New York for me. So I hopped onto a program anyway, and that's how I got myself over here. Now I'm actually a project manager at the moment. That's another leg of my career.
Very fancy.
So, there's a few different things going on.
Well, Vivian, we're getting lots of messages coming in here. We have lots of messages coming in on our, and we call it the flaccid text line. Yes, we do. It's 71307. I could listen to Vivian talking all day long. Herself and Odie should just take over. No, we can't do that, but we will talk for another few minutes.
I was going to say, I'm content just to listen to this all day, but you know, this is fascinating to listen to.
Somebody else says, do you all have such short names? Sorry, excuse me, because Viv and Odie, yes, we all have 3-letter names. That's all we have. And we have another one.
If you go to 4 letters, are you like disowned as far as like nationality goes?
I know, John. Everybody has a John and a Mary in their family. Everybody.
Gotcha. Oh,
very English. True.
Another message coming in is, how do Irish people get such a cool accent? Do we learn it in kindergarten? Yes, we do.
God.
I mean, that's
an
like,
interesting one.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that's how anybody else gets an accent, is from osmosis from around you.
Yeah, it is.
And from
that's a good answer.
You pick it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, Vivian, thank you very much for joining us here on the Upstate Pulse, and
Sure.
thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Teaching us a little bit, and I'm sure Cameron will get working on his pronunciation now.
Oh, absolutely. I'll have to look up some additional phrases and whatnot to butcher.
So yeah, exactly. So what we do have to do is we definitely have to teach everybody how to say goodbye in Irish. It's very simple.
Oh,
this is very simple.
Well, no,
there's that too.
Yeah, he's saying the Irish goodbye. We meant to talk about that. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but we meant to talk about it. But for now, Vivian,
Slán live. There you go.
Slán Awalya August Garamila Mahagat. And we will talk to you very soon. Slán.
Yeah. Bye now.
So now, that's loads of Irish people. We're taking over, Cameron. We're taking over ever so slightly.
I'm here for it, weirdly.
Yeah, you're on board?
For right now.
Okay.
Until I get bored.
Until you're on board until you get bored.
That's usually how it goes.
We go with that. Anyway, we're going to
I was ready to do some more phrases. After the...
Which one?
Just
the few bits that she was talking about. We might get her back on next week. Maybe we get Lonzo to talk to her.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, you're listening to the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
I hope she didn't get offended at my Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Felt like I struck the balance between proper etiquette and then just throwing that in.
No, it's all good.
All right. That was good. She's fantastic at that.
She is.
I might actually have to download TikTok for that.
No,
usually,
she is really good. Fiber Dave, thank you very much, man. Yeah, that's what we try to do here. Christopher says my wife loves Derry Girls series. It's on Netflix. I think it is on Netflix. My wife has watched it. I haven't. I haven't watched Derry Girls.
By the way, I found out that like how you do like the actual Irish thing is, or the Irish language is the same of how I do German. I just throw some spit in there. It sounds better.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Like most things, just a little bit of spit. Just makes
Little
it
bit
work.
of phlegm in the back of your throat goes a long way.
Yep. By the way, when she said project manager, was she talking about like for?
I don't know.
You have no idea?
I have actually no idea. I could have went into it, but we were kind of running out of time.
Yeah, good point. It's like, because I was going to just say, well, we all have that one job before we get to our dream job. So I had a friend of mine who was like teaching physics and is now working for NASA. So this guy
my heart nearly stopped there for a second. I thought we were after missing an ad break.
Oh,
We didn't.
then you'd have to noob yourself.
Yeah.
Whew. So what do you think we're going with next?
Oh, yeah. What's on my list? We will
Guardians and maybe entertainment.
Go with the new show that's coming out.
What new show?
That one. You can't see it. It's on my screen. I don't want to say it because I don't want to.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I might switch over. We'll go through some of the text and stuff before we come back, or when we come back. I'll get some of it. There's a lot of text coming in tonight. No, Chris, I don't know who that is, man. Chris is saying, does Odie know who Flurry is? I don't know who that is.
McFlurry.
McFlurry?
Yeah, McFlurry.
Oh, I know you go to McDonald's and you get a McFlurry. Is that what you're on about, Chris?
That's what I'm guessing with.
I don't know.
Does Flurry have a very stormy personality? Uh-oh.
As need, you are listening to the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WRD. Odie here, looking after keeping the seat warm for Lonzo. He's down winning loads of awards, hopefully.
Oh, probably.
Cameron is here with me. I'm going to be looking after you. And Matthew should be joining us soon enough. Matthew, are you nearly here? I'm going to look out the window. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, okay. How are you doing, Cameron? Well, I'm doing great, Pappy.
Oh, he's not here yet.
I don't know why exactly you decided to do this.
I just decided to look out the window to see if Matthew had arrived, but no sign of Matthew.
He was saying second hour, so let's
Second
just
hour.
hold him
Lots
to
of time.
that.
Lots of time. He's just, we need. I think we need a voice of reason. There was a couple of moments we went a little bit kind of haywire.
No, we've been good so far. We've been good boys.
You think we've been good, boys?
Yeah, but that might not last very long.
Might not last too long. Everything's going well. Everything's going fine.
I feel like I should dub this voice of yours Enos.
No, don't do that.
Nope.
No, can't do that. Don't call me Cletus if you're going to call me him.
Oh, yeah, Cletus.
We got a lot of messages coming in, a lot of text messages coming in on the flaccid. I like saying that, the flaccid text line.
Well, you got to savor that word a bit. Flaccid.
Yeah, you do. You have to just.
I don't get to say it enough because I don't mess with the text line.
Yeah,
the record scratched there for a second.
The record did scratch. It's still kind of playing.
No, I meant my brain.
Oh, your brain record.
Yeah, because I went I like triple tap that word for a second for some
Did the
reason.
hamster just completely fall off a little bit?
A little bit. He stuttered. He doesn't ever fall. He just
stammers.
He keeps going.
I got a text in from 380. Great show, fellas. It's amazing how much Cameron sounds like his dad. Normally when Lonzo is hosting, he doesn't even notice it. So we pretty much could say that Lonzo is here tonight and you just make your voice just a little bit deeper. Oh, try it. Go on. Just go. Hi, this is Lonzo. Welcome to the Upstate Pulse.
Hi, this is Lonzo. Welcome to the Upstate Pulse.
Oh my Lord. Because I turned around and he's
it's like he's here.
It's like he's
here. You can feel the flowing locks of hair.
The flowing locks.
It has an aura all of its own.
It does. It has its own personality.
It does.
It really does. What have we got on the let's see, on the streaming line? They're coming in pretty fast. Let me just go back up here a little bit. We had Chris who said that his wife loves the Dirty Girls series. It's on Netflix, I think. Yes, it is. If anybody hasn't checked out Dirty Girls, give it a watch. My wife watched it as well. She watched it on the, and we were only married a short, I don't even think we were married at the time when she started watching it. And every now and again, she'd send me a text message, or she'd look over at me, or she'd press pause and she'd be like, Odie, what does that word mean? They're speaking English, but they've got the strong Irish accent on it. So she would have to say it to me a few times. What
it's
does
like
that?
Being down on the bayou and hearing guys go.
Yeah, the guys talking in the Cajun guys.
Yeah,
cagey guys, whatever you want to call them. So that's Dairy Girls. It's on Netflix.
I was supposed to say, I encountered one of those guys in a gas station, and boy, I tried to get out of that conversation because it's just like, yeah, lottery tickets are over there. I think, is that what you're asking?
When someone's talking to you and they say something to you and you're like, oh, sorry, and then to say it again, sorry, I can't quite hear.
After the third try, you just leave.
Third time, you just smile and just kind of go, oh yeah, definitely.
Oh no, here's the thing, and I feel bad about this.
Go on.
I looked over like there was something behind him, and I just left. I got out of there.
You did an Irish goodbye.
I did.
Now,
that's more like an Irish escape.
That's an Irish escape. We were talking about the Irish goodbye. I never actually said what an Irish goodbye is. It's when you're in a bar, in a pub. See, this is where we got sidetracked last week when I said having the crack, but we're not talking about that this week.
So we're not having the crack now.
We're having the crack, but we're not talking about what the crack is, because it'll just escalate into something that we have no idea where it's going to go, and we go off into another tangent.
Lots of mutations.
An Irish goodbye is where you just leave. In the middle of a night, you could be out, you could be in your favorite bar with your favorite people, and all of a sudden you're no longer there. It's like Scotty pressed the button and you were beamed up, except nobody noticed it.
Is it socially acceptable?
Yes.
Okay, so nobody makes a big deal about it.
Nobody makes a big deal of it. They look around and go, oh, Odie was here, wasn't he? And then he's just not here. And it's acceptable. It's very acceptable.
I was going to say, my father, very much a big fan of the Irish goodbye. He doesn't quite do it to me, but I've seen him do it in other circumstances.
Yeah, okay. Well, and that's what it is. That's what it is. What else have we got? Viper Dave, that was a fantastic segment. Thanks very much, Dave. I'll be talking to. I might give Viv a call later on, or drop her a message. Or you can get her on the TikToks. I'll see if I can find, because I was trying to find her stuff earlier on, and it took me ages to find it. So I tell you what, I'll find it in the next ad break, which we are going to have in about 4 seconds' time, and I will find it in the next ad break, and I will let you all know then when we come back. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse.
I love this bass.
It is good bass, isn't
It's
it?
very good bass.
You're listening to the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Let's say she found us. Read the stream.
It is Vivian. Hello, Vivian. Thought an Irish goodbye was when at the end of the phone call. Oh no, that's the other one. That's the bye.
So there's multiple versions.
Bye. That's an Irish. That's another one. Yeah.
So it's either one or the other. It's either one of the two extremes. It's either
Yeah.
way too much talking or not enough talking.
It's kind of like that. Where is my music? There it is. Yeah. Does it count? Viper Dave, does it count if you do that mentally? I check out a conversations mentally all the time. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I did that earlier, and then suddenly there was a dog in front of me. So that was interesting.
Do you ever notice sometimes? Look, Vivian, don't be self-promoting. I know, I'm only messing with you. Vivi underscore G underscore at the TikTok. I'd have to change that. No one can ever find me. Yeah. Sorry.
Why the underscores?
I don't like underscores.
Not to be too critical of our guest, but
No, I sometimes have to put in underscores as well. Christopher. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll read all that access. We're getting nothing that we wanted to talk about talked about. Do you ever notice that it happens in this show?
yes, and that's fantastic. That means we're doing it right.
We're doing it right.
We've almost made it through the first hour and nothing went bad.
Oh, I'm getting a lot of messages coming in. Yeah, I think when we come back, we're just
Yeah, that'll work. That'll fill time. Not like we're
No,
desperate or
not
anything.
that we're trying to fill time. We actually I have got about 4 hours worth of content because you never know.
Here's the thing: we're being entertaining. We haven't broken any FCC rules that I know of yet.
Don't even mention that.
Oh, okay.
Don't do it.
Is there some wood I have to knock on, or
Yeah, I think that's maybe
close enough?
It is close enough. Please tell me that this is recording.
If not, that's going to be a longer night for you.
Yeah. It's recording. Yeah. Does it count if you do it? Yeah. Yeah, we'll go through all of those. In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first met my eyes on sweet Molly Malone. That's Jason. He's asking me to sing Molly Malone. Where she wheels her wheelbarrow.
Okay, I thought
through
this was
streets
impromptu.
broad and narrow. What?
I might keep going.
Okay. No, I don't want-
Serenade
no,
me, Odie.
No, I don't want to know. No. Is the South Carolina Radio Broadcast Awards being live streamed? I don't think so.
Don't believe so. No.
We'll talk about that on the air.
Do you believe it is a private affair?
I think it is.
Or else Dad would have reached out by now.
Huh?
Or else Dad would have reached out by now.
Yeah, he would have said something to us.
Yep.
Yes, indeed, you're very welcome back to the Upstate Pulse with me, Odie, and Cameron is over there. Say hello, Cameron.
Hi.
And yes, we are a little bit ravey. We're getting it on. Maybe if I no, they should be able to. That's no. I was just making sure that the good people on the streaming service could hear our little.
I
music.
hope so, because I mean, if not, I'm just raving to nothing. But you know, that's what I do. Sometimes you just rave to nothing.
I mean,
raving in the void.
Raving in the void. Got a lot of text messages coming in on the Flassa text line 71307. We got. That shouldn't be moving. Sorry about that. Just hit something over here and it moved and made noise.
What'd you break?
I didn't break anything. We got a message in from 805.
You all right? Oh, great.
I died.
Yep, Odie's dead now. All right, welcome into the Upstate Pulse with Jess Cameron and Bambi.
Anyway, we got
God,
a question.
that would be a nightmare.
It'd be fun. It'd be interesting.
It would be the last show.
It probably would. We got a message in from 805, and I'm not going to say what it says, but yes, it does. And yes, I have the bed left up because I do like it in the background.
Well, I mean, this is, just nice little discotheque.
A little discotheque in the background.
Oh, yeah.
We got the German discotheque coming in. I got a message in from 138. What is the main reason that people do the Irish goodbye? Is it social anxiety or just a dire need to go to the restroom? No, it's just leaving.
You're just done.
You're just done. You've had your fun. You've had your couple of beers, a couple of responsibilities, and you're out of there. That's it.
And what if like all your friends are talking, they're all in one conversation, you've already kind of scooted your way out?
Oh, good luck. Gone. Out the door. Don't even look back. Don't even acknowledge people's existence. You're just out. And sometimes
you move on to the next chapter of the show.
I was just about to say that. Sometimes you move on to the next pub.
Yeah. With a different group of friends.
So that can happen.
Is that technically cheating?
No, possibly. Oh, my music died.
I'm not that was well timed.
Yeah.
It's just like the German discotheque people just looked at you. Just like,
the German discotheque.
Yeah, is it cheating?
They done a German discotheque goodbye, I suppose.
No, that's very loud, I'd imagine.
Their German discotheque goodbye. It probably is. It's probably out there. Jason on the stream asked me to sing Molly Malone, and I did that. I'm not going to put the good people listening to us on air.
What about a good Irish dirge?
No.
Well, we could have Odie and Pappy sing a good old Irish dirge.
We possibly could. Don't know. I mean, the realm is within the realms of possibility. We have Trey who's saying, are there more similarities in the German language besides ich? Ich don't know. Sorry, I can't help you out on that one. What have we got?
I was going to say, is ich I as well?
Ich is in Irish?
Yeah.
No.
What does it mean?
Misha is I think.
Mish, okay.
Misha.
Yeah,
Misha is me, myself kind of thing.
I really lucked out earlier when I said the phrase, but
yeah, I know. And we know what that music means. We've got the first hour done already.
Oh.
Lonzo would be proud of us. We have a lot coming up in the second hour. I'm not even going to look into what we have coming up because it's pretty much everything we had planned for the first hour, but we didn't get a chance to do it.
As tradition dictates.
As I think that's the way this always goes. Don't forget, you can get us on the Flaccid text line 71307. And of course, the show continues on the live stream during the news breaks and the ad breaks. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse on Newstalk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. I think it went right. Cut into there. Then go to there. Oh, and then I got to put this one up because otherwise it won't play.
Don't mind me, guys. I'm just staring at him.
Yes.
Yay.
I think it's working. I sang Molly Malone. The actor later went on and did Irish Spring commercials. What actor? Was he talking about an actor?
I think he's talking about Flurry still.
Oh,
Whoever Flurry is.
no idea, brother.
The mysterious Irish actor only known as Flurry.
Mr. McFlurry.
Mr. Mysterious McFlurry. Was he Eminem? Was he Oreo?
It could have been Vivian. Am I saying that right? Is Misha, isn't it? Is Misha Mayfain? Me myself. Jason ODD.
Because it would be fascinating if Ick was like on both of those languages. Because
I know there's a few different languages.
well, because I mean, it's all rooted in like Saxon.
It's rooted in Latin.
Well,
Irish isn't though. Irish is its own kind of.
yeah, good point. It's its own permutation.
But most of the languages, the Romantic languages, like German, French, Italian, no, Spanish, French, Italian, Spanish, French, Italian. There's another one.
I didn't think German was considered a romantic language, but
Du bist beautiful. You know, it just doesn't.
ich liebe dich.
Just be careful what we say.
I
now.
know.
Okay.
We're on stream. I would not say that on the air.
No,
That was
I mean,
I
y'all
love
can
you,
type
by
it.
the way.
Yeah, no, I know. I think.
I know you knew, but I was making sure that the audience knew. But I mean, a lot of these things like
Potato. What?
oh Lord.
Brian Murphy is the actor. Okay.
What was I trying to say?
Why does it do that to me? Why do you do this to me? I hate that. You know, when it's playing stuff, and all of a sudden there's a big gap, and I'm like,
I think it's just a dramatic effect.
maybe.
It's also just meant to just troll you, possibly.
I think it's just to throw me a little bit. Jason, you asked me about the Dropkick Murphys. I do listen to them sometimes.
Your favorite band, the Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah. No. Do I have a favorite song? Not particularly. Not with the Dropkick Murphys. Viper Dave, 100%. Fair enough. Not sure what that was about. Oh yeah, no, we talked about that. Toddy Irish Boy, yeah, no, we talked about that one.
I did have
Stop it.
I had a friend of mine who was saying, like, this is back in college, saying it's just like German was the most romantic language.
Yeah,
Like,
that's just so romantic.
it's just like, no, 9. It's not. It's probably one of the more angrier things I've heard as far as languages go. It's like, oh, and I just looked at it, it's like, your love is weird.
Christopher.
Of course, she was dating my roommate, so he's just like, you're not wrong.
I mean, you know. Christopher, 2 great grandmothers that were Irish. One is a Lennon, and the other one is a MacDonald. Yeah, 2 strong. Well, Lennon. I'm not sure. No, I know MacDonald is because it's son of Donald. I'm not too sure.
Old McDonald?
No. So we put Mac, MC or MAC in front of our name, which means the son of or the daughter of, or well, Nee is the daughter of. So it'd be like if we were using my name in Irish, it's Odrin
So the knights who
MacGarrett.
say knees are the knights or the daughter of.
The knights who said Dutter. But yeah, if we were using my name in Irish, it's Odrin MacGarrett. And if my wife was using her name, even though she's American,
Mhm.
it would be Lauren Nee Garrett because it's a knee that dictates she's female.
So the last name would change based off of
The
Gender.
prefix of the last name.
okay.
So
So
depending on
technically
gender.
the last name would be Gerald.
Yeah, son of Gerald.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
There you go. Every day is a school day.
Yes, it is.
Jason, I'll answer that on this thing. Nearly did it. Didn't do it though.
You caught it.
I didn't catch it. I just kind of, yeah. Oh, what a be? Oh yeah, what we were going to talk about that TV show. We're going
Yes.
to talk about it now.
I also feel like my forehead is not nearly as shiny on this camera.
I have the lights down a lot lower.
Well, that's actually a good thing.
Mm.
Got some mood lighting tonight.
Mood
Wish I knew how to play saxophone. Are you doing Careless Whisper? Does Careless Whisper even have a saxophone?
What?
Never mind.
Okay. As indeed, you're very welcome back to the Upstate Pulse here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. I'm Odie. I'm filling in for, well, I don't know if I'm filling in. I suppose I am.
You are.
Because like I'm here most of the time anyway. But it's just,
Well, if you want to look at it in the proper way, you are hosting.
yeah. So
you are the host of the show for tonight.
Filling the big shoes just for tonight. Lonzo will be back. Do not worry. Lonzo will be back next Saturday night with all of the silverware, hopefully. Touch wood. Yeah, because he's down at the Star Awards. It's the South Carolina. Is it the Broadcasting Awards? Music radio broadcast?
Well, it's the Star Awards, and I don't remember what the acronym stands
Yeah,
for.
no. So,
but the way
it is
Dad always
the
says it is
super talented people and that's what it is. That's the Star Awards. That's what it is. It's the talented people.
Boy, you took 2 steps on those stairs and then fell all the way down.
Yeah, see, what happened was the stairs fell from underneath me and I just died. So that's what happened there. So Cameron is here, my right-hand man to my left-hand side, right over there. If you're watching us on the stream, you can, of course, see us on the Upstate Pulse Facebook page, on the News Talk 98.9 WRD Voice of the Carolinas Facebook page. We are on Twitter, we are on YouTube, and we are on Twitch. Although we're not on Twitter anymore, we're on X. I don't think it's going to catch on. It's just like the internet. I don't think it'll ever catch on fully. But yeah, so you can get us on all of those platforms.
Like X, we're going to give it to you.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. X going to give it to
you. Like good radio content that you're going to enjoy that will simulate your thought processes and go,
Good, flaccid text line radio content. We do. Oh,
Speaking of flaccid content,
012 text in and he said, "Is Odie's favorite song Odie Odie O?" Odie Odie O. It probably is. I know the song. I've heard it once or twice, and yeah.
If you ever need walkout music, that would be it.
When I do comedy, which I probably so you know that there's there's open mic comedy nights in Greenville.
Yeah.
So I do that a few times, and whenever I do that, my walk-on music is St. Elmo's Fire. Cameron's looking and going, you do stand-up comedy?
No. Trey was giving me the business over asking if saxophones were in Careless Whisper. It's like, look, my head hurts. I'm barely here. I'm just trying my best, man.
Careless Whisper is just saxophone. 100%. It is just saxophone.
Yeah. Now that I'm listening to it in my head again.
Yeah. Yeah. There it is. I can't play it because we'll get banned off the YouTubes again.
I want to do a Pappy rendition of it now.
Oh, yeah, I think. But it's, yeah, I can see Pappy.
Pappy could kill that.
I could see Pappy doing it. Do you know what we could do? We could get back on track and actually talk about what we're supposed to talk about.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. Let's talk about what's coming on the stream. Now, I've got, as I said, this happens every single time on this show. We do up a running, like
This is why we need my father.
My father.
He is the walls that keep us in check.
Yeah, he is. Like we have, but even when Lonzo is here, we have a running order, and we do have a running order, and it's like it looks.
We've hit boxes.
It looks kind of like this, and it's got all the stuff on it.
We talked to the guest. She was lovely and informative.
Yes. We are hitting the boxes. It's very loose.
Here's the thing: if you tick one box in the show,
Yes.
And that's all you need.
all you need.
If all the rest is just riffing,
But then it's great.
Yeah.
It works. It still works. But you may or may not know that the Continental, see, we're going back on track here again.
yeah.
The Continental is being released on September, doesn't say the date, but it's happening on Peacock on Peacock in September.
I
There
think
you
it's
go.
on the 12th.
I think it's on the 12th. It is the Continental, as you know, is the hotel from the John Wick movies. Now, from what I understand, this is set long before John Wick had his way with the Continental, done whatever he needed to do with it. So this is the prequel.
Yeah, this is a young Winston. This is a young Winston and a young Sharon. So young Ian
McKellen.
McKellen, thank
Is
you.
it Ian McKellen? Is it Ian McKellen?
Maybe not.
He was Lovejoy, and Lovejoy was an English.
I can see
problem.
his face.
Yeah, he was
So it's-
Blackbeard. He was Blackbeard as well.
Yes.
Yes.
So that guy.
Yeah,
And then also
the other guy.
the young Lance Reddick.
the young Lance Reddick. So that's going to be kicking off, and
Also, it
it's-
has Mel Gibson in it. Mel Gibson, from what
Ah.
it looks like, is the owner of the current Continental in New York.
ah,
Now the question is, are they
Spoiler,
fighting
Ian
to
McShane. Yes, it is
Ian
Ian
McShane?
McShane.
There we go. Thank you.
Our listeners are absolutely fantastic when it comes to that kind of stuff. But yeah, so it is. It is.
They are the
Continental.
brain cells that we're missing.
Yes, they are. They are turned on. We're not. It is the the Continental. It's the hotel, and it's the goings on before John became what he was, and then stopped doing what he did, and then became what he is again. If you can follow that, then you're
It's
out
like
there
red
somewhere.
light, green light,
It's red
except
light,
with
green light.
murder.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's R-rated.
Oh yeah, it's TVMA. It's very much like that
Yeah.
kind of level.
Has there ever been a show or a movie that you went to see, and when you were watching it, you were like, "This should not," like it could be PG-13 or it could be a PG film, and you're looking at it going, "This, there's no way this should be this. This should be a much higher rating."
Yeah, no examples come to mind, but I have seen movies like that. It's like, this is way too intense for a PG-13
Yeah.
movie.
So one little movie. Well, I've got two examples here. The first one is the new Avatar: Way of the Water.
Mhm.
So I went to see that with the wife, and she enjoyed the first one. We went to see it, and the two of us, when we were walking in, we were convinced it just had PG on it, and it's a little bit.
Oh no, that's PG-13.
You got blue naked people running around the place, and they're kicking ass and taking names, and they're just it's there's a lot of violence in it.
Yes.
So should it be? And it is PG-13, and the
Yes,
two of
it
us
is
were kind of
PG-13.
watching it, and we're just kind of like, this is a bit violent for it.
Oh yeah, it's rough.
And
As in some places, because the other thing is they're fighting humans with like bows and arrows and all that kind of stuff, and the bows and arrows, they're gigantic. So
yeah,
you're seeing people getting impaled by
Yeah.
like these massive arrows.
and there's
And if
like there's
That's not happening. Then you have giant monsters that rip people to shreds.
yeah, so there's a lot of bad stuff happening in it. So we were just sitting there watching, and my wife leaned into me once, and she's like, this is a bit, and it kind of put her off the whole experience, that it was a bit too much, and it turned out it was PG-13. But another one that I was watching recently was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
That's so Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3, Volume 1, Volume 2, you could watch it with the kids. Not the little kids, maybe
Yeah, because they might
8,
get
9,
scared at some
10.
of the aliens.
Yeah. And it was acceptable to watch it. But the new one, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was sitting there and tears flowing down my eyes and looking at them poor little animals. And I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but
It was one of the best films of this year, to be honest. That's probably one of my favorite Marvel movies now, just because they wrapped up so many different storylines well, and it all felt very earned. And
it did. Yeah, it really finished off. Well, did it not? I don't want to give away spoilers.
It finished off James Gunn's run.
Yeah,
but
it did, and it worked well. And there is will I say at the very end of it, the extra bit at the end of the Marvel films, and then there's the extra bit at the end of it again.
Yeah.
Star-Lord, it says Star-Lord will return. So
Yeah.
it's like the old James Bond films where James Bond will return in something like that. But yeah, no, there's just I think they went a little bit dark with it.
I mean, they needed to for this one because I mean, an entity like the High Evolutionary that's like creating creatures, torturing them, and experimenting on them.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just it was a little bit. I mean, I know there's
But the other thing is like if you're going to gratuity needs to be used in a certain way to either elevate the villain or elevate stakes. If it's done just for the heck of it, it doesn't work.
yeah.
Then it loses its impact. But like seeing the terrible things that the High Evolutionary does, you want to see him get his butt kicked.
You kind of do. You kind of do. We have a little bit of news. Just hang on there for just. I'm going to go over here and try and grab something.
Oh, he's doing stuff.
I'm doing stuff.
So Odie is currently doing things.
And then we're going to pull this. And then you can hear me because I've got the directional mic going on here. And then we're going to go here. And then we're going to go here. And
We're
then
very professional.
very extremely. But this is breaking news, and it deserves to get some this music here, which I know is not that kind of breaking news, but it's this kind of breaking news.
Oh yeah, breaking news! It's a German discotheque.
This
What
is
is the news, Odie?
Discotheque German music. We got news in from our esteemed leader,
It's the sheriff.
Mr. Lonzo. And I'd like to be the very first to say it. Congratulations, Lonzo. He won his award. Yay. That's a round of applause there for Lonzo.
Now my
News.
question is which one?
I don't know which one he won, but he won an award, so it's all good. And there's a little bit of noise in the background, but it's okay because we can make do with it. But yes, so Lonzo won his award, which is absolutely fantastic, and he'll have great bragging rights coming back in, getting loads of messages coming in now. Congratulations,
The
Lonzo.
one
Congratulations, Lonzo.
I'm guessing it's going to be for the Rob Brown show.
Possibly.
I think that's probably the one that he's going for.
Well, I'll tell you what. We will take a little break. We'll give Lonzo a call, and we'll see which award he won. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Also, Trey, I agree. That one was just a little much. Hi.
Hello, Matthew. You're on. Which mic do you want? Yep. Yeah, big congratulations to Lonzo on that one. Do you want to give him a call and find out which award he won? Or text him?
I mean, I'd text him and ask him if you can call him. Just to see. Because, I mean, he texted both of us, so.
Will we call him?
Well, we could put him on stream.
Oh, no, we can call him. We can call him, put him on stream on everything.
Yeah.
Call him on the telephone. That's what telephones are for. Give him a text and ask him, can we call him? Rob Brown of the Rob Brown Show.
Where is my
Camera?
yeah? Where's my webcam?
Oh, there's one. Oh.
Is it back there? Oh, I'll put it over here.
I think I just clicked this button.
Oh, you got rid of him again. There he is.
It's me. It's me.
How do I do
I'm here.
this?
I know. I'm shocked to learn Mr. Matthew does
you
not
text him?
play Pogo.
Yeah, I texted him.
What is Pogo?
Pokemon Go.
Oh, Pokemon Go. Yeah, no, I don't play Pokemon Go. I played it when it came out for that summer.
I
But
texted him.
I
He
didn't
hasn't
stick
said
with
anything
it.
back yet.
Can't. Oh, okay. Fair enough. So we done lots, but we still have lots more to do.
Legends Arceus was a really good game.
Do I what?
Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
I'm responding to the.
Oh yeah.
He's speaking to the people.
I'm speaking to the people.
Talking to the people.
What we've been doing all night, sort of. Glad I texted you.
Yeah.
I probably should have done that earlier.
So I've been
Possibly.
on vacation this week. So for those listening that might not be aware why I wasn't here, I was on vacation this week from work. So I wasn't in the office all week. So Alonzo never updated me on what the plan was for today because I wasn't. The last I heard was he was going to find out whether Obi was actually going to be able to Odie was actually going to be able to run host the show today. So I wasn't sure if it was actually happening. So since I didn't hear anything, I was like, okay, I guess it's not happening. That's unfortunate. So I started cooking dinner. And then Cameron texts me halfway through cooking dinner. Very nice. We love to see it.
Yep.
Alonzo's outfit for the Star Wars, fantastic. Him and Rob. But
Well, if
so
you
I
guys
was
can
halfway
see it,
through
but-
cooking dinner, and I made chicken Alfredo, chicken and broccoli Alfredo. My first time trying to do it, and it came out really good. But there's definitely some improvements I can make in the next time.
The plating was excellent.
Thank you. That is one of my main things as a chef. Is my plating. My plating is really good.
You a chef?
I cook. I'm not a chef. I like to cook.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, chef.
that could be talked about.
Yeah. I'm not a great cook. I started cooking my senior year of college because I had one of my roommates, his father was a professional chef, and he did a lot of similar kind of training just because he was in that environment.
Okay.
But that got me into cooking, and I've been doing so since.
Yes, indeed. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse on Newstalk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. Odie here filling in for Lonzo. I've got my right-hand man, Cameron, to my left. And, of course, we have been joined by the voice himself. He is the one, the only, Matthew Cossie.
Hey guys, glad I could make it.
You have
See,
to
I
do it.
knew that was not going
Yeah,
to work.
he was
We
just-
should not have pulled that guy off the street. I know we needed an extra voice, but
Hey,
Odie,
man,
we shouldn't be that desperate.
I'm still getting paid, right?
you know,
Shut up, Bob.
He kind of walked out and like, hey man, spare some change. It's like, no, but you want to come in and be Matthew? And he's like, yeah, okay.
I love that guy on the news.
That's that guy. He's got a voice, man. That voice is just caramel to my earballs. I like it.
Oh.
Caramel, yeah.
So you're sticky, Matthew.
Stop.
Well, I
Stop it.
I cooked lemon in with my chicken Alfredo, so I probably a little bit.
Yeah, so Matthew didn't get the memo that the show was taking a little bit of a turn. So when we texted him and said, "Where are you?" He was a little bit kind of like, "I'm
Yeah, I was
cooking.
cooking.
I'm doing my dinner here at the minute."
I made chicken Alfredo for the first time. It turned out really good, but there's definitely some improvements I can make next time.
His plating was immaculate, I have to say. And
I
I'm
have,
not.
I have the photo. If Stream wants to see, I'll show it on Stream in just a second.
Yeah, definitely try.
I
and-
will say I'm not actually being sarcastic here. I thought it was actually very well plated.
It did. Yeah, well,
I
mean,
try to make my meals well plated.
If you're only joining us, where were you? I mean, come on, we're in the
Where have you
second
been?
hour. Where have you been? You look at that. Oh, that's some tasty. That is some tasty looking food, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you did a
Getting
good
kind of
job.
hungry. Yeah. If
I
you
have
are,
It
a
was
pile of it
very
over on
filling.
the other chair, like half a buffalo chicken salad sandwich and some jalapeno poppers if you want some of those.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get 2 more meals out of that, and I had 2 chicken breasts in the pack that I cooked up. So I've got another round of fettuccine Alfredo to make with that. So another 3 meals off of that too.
that's
Nice.
always the good thing. Like especially when you're kind of in the younger demographic and you're cooking. You cook a lot of food because
That's one of the things I love about pasta and stir fry is I can cook and I will have like 6 meals off of it.
and it will last. It'll
Exactly.
stay.
It'll last.
it in the
I'll
fridge.
get good meals out of it. It can be very healthy.
No.
Chicken Alfredo isn't quite as healthy as some other dishes that I would do, but it is definitely not bad. So
Now, when you're reheating that, do you reheat it in the pan or do you just reheat it in the microwave?
it depends. For this, most things I would just throw in the microwave because
Yeah.
they heat up pretty well. But like there are a few things that I'll
Okay.
specifically do in a pan again.
Yeah, I think some of the stuff, like I mean that chicken. I mean, if you're doing
that
the pasta
chicken,
again,
generally speaking, I'm probably going to want to do it heated up on the stove
yeah,
top
yeah,
again.
you want
You want
wanna
to
do
treat it
that.
right.
No.
Yeah, you need to do it right. As I said, these sidetracks, we keep going off on them. But as I said earlier on, if you're only just joining us, Lonzo and Rob Brown from the Rob Brown Show still have no idea how they come up with the name of that show. They did actually win. They got first place in their category at the Star Awards down in Columbia. So
Which
congratulations to
I believe
those.
is for Sports Show of the Year,
Sports Show of the Year.
the prestigious award.
That's pretty much up there. You know, he's going to be kind of, we won't be able to live with him here next week. He's just going to walk in and we'll have to have
Imagine having to deal with that for 20 something years, you know.
Yeah.
No, but he's awesome. My dad, I feel like he does not let that sort of stuff really get into his head too much because he knows the folly of arrogance and all that.
He does.
So he takes it in stride and just goes, okay,
yeah, but
how can I improve for next year?
a massive congratulations to him and Rob Brown on the Rob Brown Show. Still like, I mean, when they come up with these names, I just don't know how they do it. But
also, one thing to add is Chris, I believe, was wondering something. I want to know when does Rob's hat come up for a Grammy?
Rob's hat,
the famous country band, which you know.
Well, I mean, we can definitely, you know, push that a little bit further. Steve asked the question. We are not talking about that. Cannot do it. And if you want to know what the question was, you can go online.
What are we not going to talk about?
No, Pappy, we're not talking about that.
Oh, come on, it's a great
definitely
subject.
Not. You can go online onto the live stream on Facebook.
It's deep.
And all of the different live. Stop it. I think we're just going to take this in a different direction, and we're going to talk a little bit.
Where are we taking it?
Off about, speaking of pockets, we're going to talk about fashion. And we're going to talk about how fashion has changed. Do you remember back in the day?
Fashion? We're going to talk fashion? The guy that wears nothing but t-shirts and khakis is going to talk about fashion?
Yeah.
We always pick topics that you can interact with, Matthew. This.
Yeah, I'm obviously quite the fashion.
Here's the
guru.
thing. We need you in like some sort of white wig with like some bangs and stuff, and then you'll be a fashionista.
If you look up stereotypical skinny white guy in the dictionary, you'll just see a picture of me. It's just me.
Yeah, it kind of is. But where I was going with this is the fashion over the last 20 years. Do you remember, like, I know you two guys, I mean, you're not even 30 yet, Cameron, and Matthew, you're probably only just, if you are, you're
27.
Yeah, see, you're not even 30. And I'm sitting over here at 42, just feeling old. But when I look at the kids and what they're wearing now, I'm just kind of looking at them going, seriously? Like, seriously?
Yeah.
But then it harkens back to when I was in my, you know, late teens, early 20s.
When you were a young warthog.
When I used to wear, you know, the really, really, really baggy jeans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were almost bell-bottom kind of jeans. Yeah. And, you know, the puffer jackets, you'd have all that kind of stuff on.
Okay, what's a puffer jacket? Is it like a puffed up jacket?
It's like an insulating jacket, a lagging jacket, a lining jacket. It's, you know, the big ones. You look like the Michelin Man in them.
Yeah. With like the bulges.
Yeah. We used to wear them, and I mean, all right, it was Ireland, so it was cold.
So basically, you were like the Irish Marty McFly.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. And you know, the older guys used to look at us and kind of go, "Meh, what are you wearing?" And I'm doing that now as well. So I want to know: is there anything that you used to wear? You can text us in on the Flaccid text line 71307, or you can message us on the streaming services. Anything that you used to wear that you thought was absolutely amazing and extremely fashionable, and something that you just thought you could never, no one could be as cool as you are. And when you look back at it now, you just hang your head a little bit and go, what? Seriously, what was I thinking? How about you, Matthew? Is there anything that you used to love to wear that, or have you had this dress style since you were?
I mean, well, when I went
Was there a
school,
goth
I went
Matthew?
in middle school and in high school. I went to charter school, so I had dress codes. So I literally every single day to school, I had to wear for 7 years a navy polo shirt and khakis. I've kept the khakis, but I've changed. I've evolved. I have surpassed the need for navy blue polos to now just wearing t-shirts.
Yeah, just t-shirts.
Usually. Now, when I come into work here, I'm usually wearing a polo.
Yeah.
I think it's very funny, though. After those 7 years, I still have a navy blue polo in my
your repertoire
in my closet.
Yeah.
I don't think I've worn a navy blue polo in 8-9 years since I graduated. Maybe
Uh,
once.
Hey, you got out of the prison clothes. It's
He got out of the prison
Basically.
clothes.
I did
Um,
used to have long hair in middle and like the first year of high school before I eventually got it cut some more.
Oh, we need to see a photograph of that.
I have one somewhere, but I think it's on my computer, so I'll have to get that and we can look at it. We can take a look at my old photo of high school freshman Matthew.
Hey, look at this photograph.
Look at this photograph.
Which one?
Every time I do it, makes me
Oh, yeah.
cringe.
Much like you would towards the song. Do you dislike Nickelback, Matthew?
I think
Are you on that hate bus?
I think look at this graph is very funny.
All the memes that come from it are just fantastic.
But
For
yeah-
me, I've always had this style. Like I've had like some different like variations of shirts and whatnot. I used to wear a lot more like skull t-shirts and stuff just because that's what they handed out for football.
Yeah, but then you
Like
kind
when I
of.
was a kid, and it was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go with more like
Listen, guys, I don't care what anybody says. When you get free T-shirts, you wear them.
yes,
I
even
don't-
if it's half a t-shirt.
Yeah, and I don't care what's on them. I mean, I'm one of those kind of guys. I do not like going shopping. I hate it.
Mm.
And unfortunately, as I said in a couple of the shows that we had, I'm after getting a little bit more rotund than I used to be. So some of the clothes that I used to have just don't fit me anymore. And I've got two choices. Get back to the size I was or go buy clothes. And I'm not too sure which one to do. But we're getting a few text messages in on the Flaccid text line. It's 71307. I was in high school in California in the mid 70s, and I wore red stacks, and plaid.
Those like platform shoes.
I'm not sure. Plaid baggy pants. Plaid. I can just imagine plaid. Those were the days. Red stacks. Someone's going to have to tell me what red stacks were.
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
No, I'm not too sure.
I feel like
Um,
I've heard it before, but I
yeah.
can't picture it.
I kind of think that as well. Chris on the streaming line said he had a members only jacket. Members only. Are those the kind of ones? They've got the leather sleeves, and they've got the fabric kind of waistcoat kind of look and style under it.
I don't remember what they are specifically, but I know it's like I read that and I'm like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but I can't picture it. I can't remember specifically what it looks like in the top of my head.
I know,
it's just one of those things. It's like, yeah, I know generally what you're talking about when I hear that, but
sorry, we're just after looking what red stackers
I don't
were.
think that's the right thing.
I don't think it is. I mean, they look like Converse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, one is Converse and the other one is definitely not Converse.
No, they'd be what we call kinky boots. They're the ladies that like to dance and they wear the really high boots and that you're just wondering how they can walk on them. That's what those ones were, and I don't think that's.
I don't know why that's what came to mind when well, it could have been it could be a woman who
anything.
texted in.
Yeah, it could have been. But in high school in California, I don't think they were wearing kinky boots.
Probably not.
Not in the mid 70s. Chris said anything. Is it Panama Jack? What's Panama Jack? I don't know. Something, is that a clothes company?
I feel like that's just some
Probably.
dude in Panama who
A guy
just
called
comes out and
Jack.
scares you.
And he also said the blue blocker sunglasses. Now I can get behind those. As some of you may realize that I have gone spectacly because I needed to block out some of the light, some different lights. They were causing me to get a lot of headaches. Yeah, which was interesting enough, but I haven't had headaches since I started wearing these glasses that block out some of the light.
I'm gonna have to invest in that.
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. Don't forget, you can text us on 71307, and we are going. Are we going to take a little commercial break? No, we're. Yeah. No, see, it's hard. When
Are you
don't have-
asking Odie?
I'm asking Odie. No, we won't. Not just quite yet. It's
No?
when you don't have the Lonzo here, and because he
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 can't
gets
tell us to take our breaks.
he gets the big pokey stick and he just pokes me in the side of the face, and he's just like, Odie, put on the ad break.
You're starting to get a dent there.
I kind of am.
Yeah, I'm seeing it a little bit. It's becoming a little bit more prominent.
It is. It's just the whole side of my.
Have you gotten
You
that
might,
checked
need to go to a doctor. You're probably good right now, but you might need to go to a doctor soon.
Do you reckon? I mean, it could just be the fact that I'm just I have a face for radio. It could be one of those things. You never know.
Well, for
Have you
all we
ever
know, what he might be cracking in there, but there might not be anything to crack into, so you might be fine.
Not a lot. As I said, a lot. on the previous shows, I did play a lot of rugby when I was a kid, and a lot of head injuries, lots and lots of concussions. But I mean, they've never done any serious harm or damage. And I used to play a lot of rugby when I was a kid, and lots of head injuries and lots of concussions, and it's never really done any serious damage. And I used to play a lot of rugby when I was a kid.
When do we stop him?
Just let
Matthew,
him go.
I'm scared.
Just let him go.
Yeah.
So do you know how to run the board?
You press the buttons. I don't know how to do it.
I learned
either.
how to do it like half a year ago, but like at a very surface level. So
I was about to say, if Odie did
not
actually
to run
just
this
break,
show, I would not be able
come
to do
on,
this
seriously.
show.
If I
it's
can,
like,
if
where's the break button? There's a break button, right?
yeah, there's a big E on it. There's a big E break.
It's like
button.
I do engineering stuff. I should know how things work.
But I have had people come back and tell me that the Panama Jack is a clothing line, members only, with the jacket had a small little strap around the neck, and you just wear it like a weather jacket. So I'm still none the wiser. So if anybody wants to send me, any of the good people out there want to send me a photograph of one, or I could get these two guys here that are looking at computer screens to go.
Who, us?
Who?
That would
me?
require additional effort. That's not what we're here for.
No, it's not. But anyway, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a little commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the time that you met your favorite celebrity and what they said to you and what you thought of them after you met them. Were they as nice in real life? So if you want to get texting and get streaming, you can let us know about your favorite celebrity and what happened when you met them. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Ravy Carolinas.
Come on, rave with me, Matthew.
Definitely not where you're wearing that for sure.
Why? Why do you think it makes it weird? Does it make it weird, Matthew?
It's very weird.
It's not weird. I think Matthew
Oh, that's
needs
a
to dance.
reflection. I thought there was just this weird white thing, like over
No,
one of
that's
the
just me.
eyes. That's a reflection of your computer screen.
Yeah. This thing's like tinted to where like you can't see my face like underneath it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So, for context of why I have it, this was going to be the mask I used for the Sith cosplay.
Oh, okay, cool.
So use that with the balaclava I have, and thank you, Stephen. I was told I could not wear that for the entire time because it would make for bad radio.
Well, we couldn't hear
it would
you.
sound very bad. I'm gonna be honest.
It would probably, yeah. Odie was very
found
correct.
one. Members only jacket.
Yeah, it's literally just. Have you seen a jacket in a movie before?
It's like
Yeah,
an
it's bad.
anorak. That's what we call an anorak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
kind
very
of
well
funny.
put, Chris. I don't know who that is.
No, I don't know who that is.
We still have one more break.
Here's
to
the
get to.
thing. The bad thing is that a lot of different celebrities and stuff that people will know. Dad would probably know for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oliver North.
No, I still haven't started. So I would have started Tears
Okay.
of the Kingdom while I was on vacation this week, but Baldur's Gate 3 came out, so I've been playing that all week, which has been very fun.
Are you still in Act 1? Have you made it to
Do
Act
you
2
have
yet?
any idea how many characters I've made?
Oh, God, you're awful. Come on.
Dude, I start a character and I'm
you
like,
gotta commit.
no, I can't. It's physically impossible for me to commit. It is physically impossible. I have.
That doesn't work for adulterers, and that should not work for you.
That's a very different kind of
Now
committing.
moving swiftly on.
Sorry.
I met the guy.
And big shot.
Nope.
No.
I don't know what typo.
Again, we're on stream. I can get away with some things.
Some things.
Some things.
Some things. And it was a criticism.
Something.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
So have you met any celebrities without outside wrestling?
Yes,
Outside.
I do
All
actually
right,
have a good
hang
one,
on
which
to
is
them.
actually connected to the show.
What have you got?
What?
You got a celebrity?
Not
No.
really.
Okay.
I was about to say mine was something that we did a couple years ago,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
I got that covered.
I mean,
You're
like,
worried about the content.
I definitely have, but like, I can't remember people specific. I don't remember anybody specifically. I just know that I have because I've done a lot of theater stories too in the
Yeah.
past. So I know that I've talked to some like minor names, in the theater circuit before, but like, nothing that like stands out that I remember.
Yeah.
Especially since all of them have been literally news interviews.
So C tier thespians.
I guess.
No, just
That took a second.
no.
We're good, Keegan.
Yeah, indeed, you're very welcome back to the Upstate Pulse. News Talk 98.9. Cameron's dancing again.
It's a non-stop party.
It is always having the party here at the Upstate Pulse. News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
I'm also here.
Matthew's here. You know,
This discotheque has everything. It has oldies, it has Camerons, and discontented Matthews.
you know. I just,
Which, by the way, I was pitching something earlier, Matthew. That if you ever got into like dance, or if you were doing a dance or some sort of routine, you would have backup dancers. The backup dancers would be called the causalities.
yes, they would. Matthew
I
and
know
the
that.
causalities.
I know. I said before that would be your groupies, but it could be one and the same.
No, groupies and backup dancers are completely different.
I feel like that's a Venn diagram that can intersect on occasion.
I can no.
It's not. It's not a smart decision.
No, it's probably not. And anyway, moving swiftly on. Trey says that music makes me want to go buy some glow sticks. Well, Trey, if you buy some, drop some down here, and we could definitely use them. Keegan came in and said, he said he's so proud. The baby bird is flying solo. Well, not really. I've got the two dudes here. Got Cameron. Got Matthew.
We're keeping them on track.
We are your
Except
wings.
when I derail everything.
Slightly.
Yes, when you derail everything.
Yeah, but it's okay when he derails everything.
Yeah.
But yeah. So before the ad break, we were talking about any celebrities that you may have met. They could be your heroes or just a celebrity you happen to bump into on the streets when you were going about your daily business. What did you think of them? Or did you think they were nice people? And what happened after they went away? Did you kind of get a bad taste in your mouth? Or was it kind of like, they were nice. They were nice. What do you got for me, Cameron? You got...
All right. So a couple years back, I believe this is in 2021. It was just me and Dad doing the show for a while because a lot of people had filtered off, parted ways and whatnot. And we had just started doing a lot of collaborations with Rob.
Yep.
Rob Young, the exalted Rob Young.
Yep.
Of Borderlands Comics and Games. And I believe he was able to get us an interview with the voice of Hercule and with the voice of Majin Buu, Josh Martin and Chris Rager.
Yeah.
And that was a fantastic interview. We talked about all sorts of different stuff. Rager would go to different parts of his house because he was on stream.
Yeah.
Josh was doing it from like a recording booth. Rager was just going all over his house and showing how much Hercule merch he has everywhere.
So, like, did you get the feeling that he was a genuine nice guy, or that he was a little bit?
Yeah. So this is the first part. So the interview we had with them was fantastic and everything because they were coming to South Carolina Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So fast forward a little bit, the day of, we walk over to them, talk to them a good bit, and then they both look around and then sign a thing real quick and hand it over to me. So I was able to get a free autograph.
You got a freebie.
Yes.
Nothing
Dad had to pay.
wrong with that. Nothing. Well, you never.
So, I would say that those two,
nice guys.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. How about you, Matthew? I know you've met quite a few celebrities in your time.
So we were talking before that I didn't really think of any celebrities that I've really met, but I just remembered one
I knew that.
that I technically have that I kind of have met. That the voice of Killer Bee from Naruto, the English voice of Killer Bee, was at MomoCon this year, and one of my friends who is a really big Naruto fan, especially a Killer Bee fan, got an autograph and a photo with him. So I talked to him then, and that was kind of cool. I mean, he was, selling autographs and photos and stuff. So he was in that kind of zone for it. So not exactly meeting the real guy as much as a guy trying to sell his autograph.
At least the
But,
pretense was nice.
but yeah, no, he was super nice and super chill and all that. So that was cool.
Okay. I got a lot of my guy that I met, Owen Wilson. Wow, that guy, Owen Wilson. Wow. I met him walking down the streets of Dublin. I was just walking along. He had a baseball cap on him. He was trying to be slightly.
How did that not make him incognito?
Yeah, he was
If
slightly.
a Marvel movie has taught me anything, if you're wearing a baseball cap,
You're
no one can
incognito.
see
Nobody
you.
can know.
It's
who you are.
because he didn't also have the hoodie on.
No, yeah, he didn't. He just had the baseball cap on him.
Yeah.
And I walked past him and I just those double takes, and you're just like, oh, that's Owen Wilson. And I just, me being a little, the way I'm shy and retiring and I wouldn't be that kind of guy. So I went back and I just said, excuse me, Mr. Wilson. Oh, wow. It's like, really like your stuff. Oh, wow. Thanks, man. I try to do the best I can. Wow. And he just went about and I was like, what a nice guy. So that was my guy. We do have a lot of guys on the stream. Somebody met Christopher met Henry Winkler. That's the Fonz. Everybody met the Fonz. He just strikes me as a nice guy.
You should.
Oh, yeah.
You should listen to some of the behind the scenes stuff for a show called Barry.
Yeah.
Bill Hader goes on about Henry Winkler, who apparently was supposed to have like this very intense scene, but also brought in bundt cake that his wife had made. He's just like, okay, that's great, but when do I give out the bundt cake?
I can just imagine, you're coming in to do this really intense, hardcore scene, and you're just kind of like, this is going to be, this is going to be heavy, guys. This is going to be really dramatic. But
Cool, so
I have this
bundt
lovely
cake later?
bundt cake.
Who wants bun cake?
That's a different kind of party, Matthew.
Stop it. Keegan says that he met the president from 24. Anybody remember the 24 series? It was a long time ago. I think it was the early 2000s.
So the Kiefer Sutherland?
Kiefer Sutherland was in that. Met the president from 24, and apparently she was very nice. And he's met a ton of musicians, by the way. I don't know if they count as celebrity. Yeah. I mean, I suppose they do.
I have a photo with a previous president, with George W. Bush.
George W.
Because he visited
Matthew, you
us.
came over here and you're going to talk to me about standing beside me, and you're going.
No, you see, the thing was,
I'm
I was an
listening.
infant. So he visited South Carolina when he was campaigning in like 2000, I think. So I would have been like 3 or 4 at the time.
Uh-huh.
And
So he was in.
and it was in the summer. So he was out here
So
extremely sweaty, visibly sweaty.
yeah.
And my parents just have a picture of sweaty George W. Bush holding me.
So George
And
W. George W. was here in South Carolina, kissing hands and shaking babies.
Hey, it's hot.
and you were
This is
one
a
of them.
child. Here's your child back.
Like he's smiling in it too, but you can tell that he's been there for a while at that point, and he just wants to be. He is done. He wants to be out of the heat.
I wouldn't blame him.
Christopher says, "How about Ric Flair? Does he count?" Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, seriously.
This is Flair country.
We do have a guy that texted in. Now, I'm going to assume that the guy that texted in is in the armed forces, so I'm not going to give any of his numbers, or he's in police or a sheriff's department. He said he arrested somebody in Greer about a decade ago. It's still on TMZ. I'm not going to say the name. It's a rapper. I'm not going to say the name because they'll possibly get in trouble for that.
Mhm.
The Rise guys did a party song about it on TMZ video. So yeah, that's something. You can always say you arrested somebody famous.
Yeah, wow.
It's not something you always get to brag about, but
Yeah,
it's. I mean, that is a good notch for your belt,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is certainly a notch to add to your belt.
or a tally on the tally board if you
Yeah.
have one of those.
Texter, how about you just
The
text back
highest
in?
of honors.
Text back in and let me know if you are
What?
in the police force or whatever. Just give me a yes if you are, because I think that's pretty cool. Mark Avery says up in here. Not really sure. Oh yeah,
I think he's probably referring to the rapper.
possibly, but we still didn't say a name, so we're all good. Christopher says no notches on the belts, which is fair enough. And
It's a common phrase.
yeah, no, and it's notches on the. Is it a notch in your bow? Is it not a notch in your bow?
There's notches in a lot of
You
places.
can put a notch
Yeah,
in your
normally
bow.
it's a bow that I've always heard
Yeah,
is the term. Yeah.
well,
you
I've
guys
heard of
notch your bows?
I've heard of knocking your bow. Oh, we got to take a text break. We got to take an ad break. We'll be right
do.
back. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse, and we're talking too much and having way too much fun. And yeah, as I said, you're listening to the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
It's almost 9 o'clock.
Yeah. This is gonna be the last segment. It's only gonna be a few minutes though, so I guess we're gonna have to. Can you bring up the lightning round for me?
You don't get to say that. You don't get to command that.
Should I do my best Alonzo impression? Can you bring up lightning round?
I don't know if he.
I that was a really bad Lonzo impression. I don't know.
I've been
I
doing
don't know how
mine
to
all
do his
night,
voice
apparently.
specifically. I don't think you sound like him.
I don't.
No.
It's,
I don't see. I can see like some very minor similarities, as I would expect. Like I have some similarities to my dad in terms of and
Well,
my
I think-
grandfather, but like, no, you don't sound like him. There's just some minor things. It's like if you said that he was your father based on your voice, I'd be like, I can kind of see it. I guess.
I think it's one of those things of I've had a really bad headache all day, so voice is a little lower.
Yeah.
So like the lower register and the fact that he's not here,
Yeah.
people are kind of
you and
blending
him.
that together.
One of the big things that further separates your voices is that you have completely different ways of speaking. I overplayed it a bit, but Lonzo does speak a bit slower and methodical in his speech, where you're a lot faster and have a bit more energy in your speech.
Yeah. It's one of those things of like dad chews on the bit a bit more than I do. And I just fire in.
Yeah.
We're pretty much just going to come back to say goodbye.
Are we? How big? I mean, did you
we
like
should
skip
have,
another break?
about
No, we've got about 4
minutes?
minutes. Yeah, we got about 4 minutes. We
We'll have
won't.
more
We won't
minutes.
get
We need to cut out at 59:30 ish.
59:50,
59:50.
Yep.
Okay.
and that'll get us perfectly to it. No, 58:50. Sorry, 58:50.
58:50.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought we've gone over because I thought at 59:30 is when the
59:50 the music comes up.
okay.
No, 58:50 is when the music comes up, and then we've got a minute and a half of music and the top of the hour. So
Yeah, but the
So,
top
Chris,
of
do
the,
you know
the
where a
top of the
notch
hour
in your
has to
belt
start
comes
like a few
from?
seconds before at least. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
it is.
Like I know that's a common saying.
What?
A notch in your belt.
Yeah, notch in your belt. That is a thing. Yeah. That's what not bow. Belt is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax.
Okay, that makes more sense.
514-1026. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if
Like,
you have
way to bring in that bounty. That's a good old notch in your belt.
But you have to call the Community Tax Hotline
Took
today.
down old man Wiggins.
514-1026 for the help that you need.
Yeah, I know the knock on your bow. So a friend of mine texted me and said the knock on your bow and the notch on your bow are two different things. I know that. I know what the knock on your bow is. Your knock is where you put your string onto it. That's your
Yeah.
knock.
Do you use bows a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
We're back for the last segment. It's the final segment, guys.
It's the final.
We
count.
did it, or we're close to doing it.
Yeah,
Look at us succeeding.
slightly.
We survived. Sometimes that's all you need.
Love is all you
Lonzo
need.
comes back. We have surpassed you, old man.
No,
No,
no.
no.
The future is now. Yes, and no FCC violations yet.
That's the key thing.
Yes, indeed, you are very welcome back to the Upstate Pulse. Odie here fitting in for Lon. So we're in our final segment. And you know, guys, I've got Cameron here and I've got Matthew here as well.
It's me.
You know, I thought I'd get through the whole thing. I really did. But unfortunately, and I told him I would do it if it happened, I have to play this.
Tell the people why you needed to do that.
Nope, not going to tell them. I just did it. Needed to be done.
Why do you want
The
public
people need
admonishment?
to know.
Well, you see, hear this thing in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the music. That's the bed. We call that the bed. And I normally put that into channel 2 so I can fire it and it plays. But if I don't put it into channel 2 and I press fire, it plays the other stuff. And that came on. And I didn't do it right and I made a mistake.
Here's the thing: you made it the entire
I
show.
did. No, I didn't.
You-
I
you
made
You
it.
made it all
Hosted?
the way until the very end.
the
It's because
very
Matthew was
last.
staring into your soul, wanting you to get nuked.
Matthew always stares into your soul. He
Everyone-
just has this way of doing it.
Everyone withers against his gaze.
Yep, it's one of my passive abilities.
Yeah. What was the video game that y'all were talking about there a couple of minutes? The KWOPZ, whatever the heck? You were saying about a game that you really wanted to play. It was after coming out.
Tears of the
talk-
Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
There you go.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten to play it yet because I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 this week,
Oh, so you've
which
been
has
on.
been very fun.
You've been on your vacation, and you've been not doing what you really wanted to do.
No, I've been doing what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to play Baldur's Gate,
And he
and
played
I played
Baldur's
Baldur's Gate.
And is it good?
It is very good.
Do you want to go into a little bit more detail about it?
I would love to go into a little bit more detail for the 2 minutes that we have left.
Yeah.
But Baldur's Gate 3 has been in development for 6 years, and it came out last Thursday. So it's been out for a little over a week now, and it's been really good. And it's been very successful. So on the weekend that it came out, apparently, the peak concurrent players was over 800,000 on Steam specifically.
Which
That
is
is only
amazing.
on PC on Steam. And that is the 8th highest concurrent player count that any game on Steam has ever had
Ah,
for a game that the developers hoped to potentially hit 100,000 concurrent players at their peak.
okay.
They hit 8 times that. So it has
So-
been a massive success, and it is raising the bar for RPGs.
So-
also,
Great.
another good thing for this is we've all played over 1,225 years worth of the game.
Yeah, so in that
Cumulatively.
opening weekend, we hit 87 years worth of character creation.
87 years.
Collectively, the entire player
hold
base
on,
spent
that's-
87 years on the character creation screen.
So how long does it take to create a character?
Depends. Some people are going to get through it in like 2 minutes. Some people like me can do it for hours.
Okay.
Or just keep making characters. And
Or
not
just,
playing all
keep
them.
making characters and add it up cumulatively.
Or just play a random character.
And
like-
over
like I do it.
700,000 people have pet the dog. The most important
As
statistic.
they should. Pet good boy.
Yeah.
Pet
I,
scratch.
I don't even know. I just feel like a child that wanders into a conversation is kind of like, have you got sweeties? But yeah. So you're saying 6 years it's been in the planning. Did they leak anything? Did anything come out?
Oh, it's been in like an alpha and beta stage. So the first like quarter or so of the game has been out progressively being
Since
worked on.
October 2020.
Yeah, it's
Because
been
I
out for
picked it up
almost 3
because
years.
I wanted to see what it
Yeah.
would be like.
Yeah.
Because I
This
was
is
curious.
Larian Studios is a studio that very much shows that they care about the products that they produce.
Uh-huh.
Their games have been
Piper
amazing.
Dave says 42 years from Matthew alone.
42 years.
Yeah,
Matthew alone.
probably.
Well, I'm just waiting. The big one I'm waiting for is the new Grand Theft Auto, but I know it's going to be a long time until that comes out. So anyway, as the music is playing in the background, I want to say thank you very much to Cameron.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Matthew for joining us at the last minute.
You're welcome.
And of course, Lonzo will be back next week. The show will return back to its normal format, if you could call it a normal format. Anyway, I've been Odie. Thank you so much to everybody who has texted in on the text line, everybody that has got in touch with us on the streamline. We will talk to you next Saturday. Have an absolutely fantastic week. You are listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Although,
This is
yes,
a-
Chris, it is multiplayer and split screen.
It is. It's awesome.
Thank you, Mark.
And thank you, Mark.
I didn't know you could do split screen with
yeah, you can
locally.
do it with a
That's cool.
computer.
I didn't know that. and I would
think
have
you
any
have to have
interest
2
in.
controllers for it, but
No, well, I'm a keyboard and mouse player, so
All right, guys. Listen, thanks very much for all of the input you gave us on the stream tonight. Thanks for all the lovely compliments. We try our best. We do what we can. So say goodbye, Matthew.
goodbye, Matthew.
Say goodbye, Cameron.
goodbye, Cameron.
And I'm saying goodbye, Odie. Love you all, guys. See you next week. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
I'll turn off the broadcast, so
Oh, okay. I don't need to hit the button.
I can just let you keep waving. I don't mind.
Okay. Well, we could keep this going for like another 10 minutes.
I think my arm would get tired.
Mine isn't.
I feel like what was that
He's
show where
got
they
he's
used,
got the experience of waving his arm.
what
in
was the
certain motions.
show that used to
I
wave
see.
and they used to start doing this, and
Well, this is a weird motion. Then
this is a weird motion. All right, guys. See you later, Slán.
it's like the inference is